What's up, everybody? It's Karl, aka Karl Drum Tech. I'm here right now in Times Square in New York City, and today let's talk about the value of not watering parts down. Cue the music. Alright, if you guys are finding me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the red button down below that says subscribe. That way, for sure, you are notified anytime I put out a new video in regards to marching arts, marching bands, drum lines, inner percussion, drum corps, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single upload. Now, also make sure that notification bell is ringing. That way, for sure, you'll be notified anytime I put out a new video. So subscribe. Make sure that notification bell is ringing. And let's get to the video. Okay, so I'm recording this right now with my phone video recorder. So I think it's pretty good quality, so that's good. The battery of my other normal camera ran out, so I'm trying this. I think it's gonna work out great. So basically what I'll talk about today is, for one, the reason why I'm here is because I'm working with a group called Bravehearts. They're based in the Bronx in New York, and I basically write music for them. Okay, so I write music, I write cadences, and I came out here to kind of help them out and see if I can come down to rehearsal and see what I can do to improve what they're doing. So kind of like a little mini clinic, right? So I spent about 2 hours over there yesterday working with them, and I'm representing right now. This is the sweater they gave me, so representing the Bravehearts. All right, so what's up, everybody out there? Hopefully you guys are watching. Everybody in the Bravehearts. Hopefully you guys are watching this group. And basically, one of the things that came up was just in conversations with the staff and the instructors there, is that when I write something, sometimes it takes the kids a little bit longer to learn the parts, maybe because I wrote it a little bit too difficult, right? And these kids are great, but they are middle school aged, so sometimes I forget that, and I might write at a higher level than what they're normally used to, and then the question always becomes, should we dumb the parts down, aka water the parts down, aka make the parts a little bit easier, take out some diddles, just make the parts a little bit more basic, right? So the question is, do we do that? And my thing is I'm definitely inspired by one of the instructors, shout out Victor, all right, who definitely is vehemently against watering down parts. He's so against that. His thing is have everybody step up to the level that you wrote to, and in turn people step up and they get better because of it. They're forced to get better, right? And before anybody says oh, so Karl, are you for never watering parts down? That's not the case at all. Actually, I mean, we ran into a situation yesterday where I had a bass drum part where the top bass plays dig-dik, dig-dik, and then after that unison guduk guduk duk 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 as a unison. So it'd be like did-dik, did-dik, dud-duk, 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 dud. Now I had a very limited time to work with, so I was just thinking okay, just so we don't spend too much time working on this, let's just have it all unison. Obviously unison is easier because you can rely on other people to play the part, and then let's all do that. Guduk 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 duk duk duk. Easy. Everybody got it, right?
We can just make it a unison. Just make it a unison. Just make it a unison. Sorry, 1 second. Bass drums. One, two, ready, go. Two, again, go. Now make it easy. Right, left, right, right.
So in some cases, I mean, just in the interest of time, watering down parts or changing parts to make it a little bit easier is a good thing, right? So I will never ever say, never ever water the parts down, but I also won't say you should always water the parts down, okay? So, and if you say that I'm because of this video that I'm for never watering the parts down, I'm pretty sure I made a video about that, about being in favor of watering parts down, and that it's a good thing sometimes, right? But in this case, in this video, I want to say let's not water parts down for many reasons. Number one, it helps kids step up. They step up to the level of the music, they step up to the level of the parts, and I have so much experience with students where I'll teach them I'll help teach them audition packets or sheet or show music. And it's just a little bit above like the process, like it's a little bit ahead of the process, and it's not it's not within their chops yet, it's not within their wheelhouse yet. It's just several steps down the line that we haven't got to. But if it's an audition situation, they have to learn anyway, right? They have to figure out a way to get that done. So what ends up happening is sometimes the learning curve increases and it expedites, because it's like, you have to get this down, you have to learn this, you have to be able to play flam drags, you have to be able to understand these partials, like all these things like help a student step up to the level they need to get at, and sometimes it accelerates their growth. So in that situation, I'm not in favor of watering parts down, because it can help people so much to step up to a certain level. In the interest of time, of course, it's also good to water parts down or dump the parts down, but as much as possible, I think as instructors, I think we should look to, try to like water the parts down less, okay? Now, of course, as an instructor and as a writer, sometimes I'll write stuff and I have no idea about the situation. Sometimes I don't know, like, where these kids are at. So I might write something that's totally like, just not practical, in that, for the student's, current abilities. And that's okay, right? And in those cases, you should probably water it down. But for the most part, like, try to look for opportunities to give students the chance to step up to the level they need to get at, so in order for them to just feel good about themselves, right? I mean, like, one thing is like, and I said this in my other video where I talk about watering down parts is good. Nobody likes to get their parts watered down. It's an ego thing, right? It's like, so as an instructor, you're telling the student like, hey, they're not good enough, right, to play this part. That's how the student interprets it. Like, oh, you're saying I'm not good enough? And most times students are gonna be like, let me show you. I'm gonna show you that I can do it. I can step up. And that's a great attitude to have, as a student, is that like, let me show you, okay? You think I can't do it? I can do it. And then, students will beg and plead, like, please don't water. I mean, I've been in these situations. Please don't water the parts. Please don't change it. Please don't do this, right? And then like sometimes, and I think this is one alternative you can do, and this is the alternative that I didn't present at the time, but like, Braveheart, so you guys are watching, that part that goes, right now is a unison, incentivize them to, okay, if you can end up playing the split part as written, right, and the unison part and the easier part helps them understand the split part better, like, if they can do it, okay, put it back in. Right, so incentivize students, like if you tell them you're gonna change the part, water the part down, make it easier. Tell them, okay, practice, and if you practice and you get it, then we can put the parts back. We can, add it back in or play it as written. Okay, so in that case, like sometimes that's a good deal, and the students will take it. Like, okay, cool, we'll water the parts down now, but I promise you, I will practice and I will get this down. Okay, so find ways and opportunities as teachers. We should find ways to not water parts down, not change parts, not dump things down, and give students an opportunity to step up to the level they need to step up to in order to play what's written. And sometimes it might be harder than their current level is at, but you'll be surprised. Like, I've been surprised many times by students who, like, over time, they just overcame all the challenges and they stepped up to the plate to play something that they normally shouldn't be able to play at the level they're at. Does that make sense, right? So, and as students, don't be upset if parts get watered down. Sometimes it's just in the interest of time that makes things easier. Sometimes a part just works better if it's changed, if it's made a little bit simpler. Sometimes the idea is conveyed a little bit, a lot more, like more effectively, okay? But, at the same time, I do love that if you have the attitude like, what, you're telling me I can't do it? Psh, let me show you. Definitely have that attitude, okay? That will help you out in life. That will help you out in drumline, okay? So that's the video for today. That's all I want to talk about. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And it's been really cool hanging out here in New York. It's really cold. It's really busy, as you can hear. But I love it. I love being out here and doing my thing and showing the world all about like drumline and everything about it, and that there's more to drumming than just, there's more to drumming than just hitting the drum. It's also about like, you know, life skills and like philosophies and, you know, things that'll help you out in other aspects, in other fields. Okay, so cool. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. If you have any questions or comments, leave that in the comments below as well. If you'd like to add this conversation, yes, please leave that in the comments also. And if you have not subscribed yet, if I told you to subscribe, make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss a single upload. And if you feel like this video could help somebody else out, maybe show it to your instructor, like, hey, maybe give us a chance, right? Or you know, sometimes you got to trust your instructor, right? If they tell you like this is the best thing to do to water the parts down, you know, don't be mad, but then maybe you can strike a deal, like, hey, we'll practice, we'll get this down, we'll water it now, but then let's put it back if we somehow are able to get it and can play it clean. Okay, so cool. Share this video with them if you feel like other people could you know, benefit from the information. Okay, cool. Guys, again, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Peace. Catch you guys on the next video. I'm in New York.